Aloha. I got a hair somewhere. It's bugging me. Aloha, namaste, namaste. I am Shaman Deb Hart, or very happy to say now, Galactic Shaman. I wanted to say that I just completed my galactic shamanism, but the work just begins, right? The foundation is laid and the initiations begin and have been. I have so much to share, and I've just kind of been waiting for this moment to feel a little stronger and maybe a little more integrated for me to come on and share my experience with you. So yeah, I'm going to share a lot. I'm going to share my experience of a virus that is has the whole world talking about, and some chicken magic. Anybody that knows and loves me knows that I am the crazy chicken lady. I am freaking, and I cannot say it without saying freaking, madly in love with chickens. I love chickens like nobody I know. So fellow chicken lover out there, I love chickens. So it all started in December. That I was in San Diego for our oldest daughter's 40th birthday, and all of our kids were flying in, and grandkids, and oh my gosh, a great grandchild. That was really fun. Oh, these little awake ones, right? Oh, be still my heart. And I got sick. Ended up a couple of weeks in a hotel room in San Diego with, God bless, my husband taking care of me. First of all, let's talk about my hair. I got what I would call a rat's nest in the back of my hair. Just this knot of, did I not wash it in 15 years and I'm getting dreads? Like, what is happening? And as I was getting healthier, decided that I was going to cut it, because I'm like, whatever. My husband worked for like an hour and a half to try and get it out. He got like half of it out. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. I don't care. My hair feels so yucky on the mainland anyways. It's like lifeless. And so I'm just like, get rid of it, right? Now I know it was all purposeful, because it's not just the inside of my body that's changing, but even my outer appearance is changing. It's really, really quite fascinating. So I got sick. I spent many days. I keep thinking it's 6 days, but I don't really know. I spent many days at the very beginning in this etheric womb. I literally could see it in front of me, like above me and in front of me. And with guides, mostly what I saw was angels, but angels around me, harps playing, music playing. It was like really incredible. And they just kept telling me from the very beginning, just rest, just rest. We're helping you. I don't remember the exact verbiage they used. I was very much out of my body for many, many, many days. But whatever verbiage they used, they let me know immediately that I was going through some up-leveling. So I knew that. It was no surprise to me whatsoever. But yes, I did feel sick. And then the magic happened. So for those of you that have been consciously aware of reintegrating with other higher dimensional aspects of yourself, because that's what this journey is about. We're pulling back all of these aspects of ourselves, right? For those of you that are consciously aware of it, I'll just share with you that this is a completely different experience for me. Emerging with a fifth dimensional aspect of myself, And everything is changing. Absolutely everything. So I just want to share that with you because it always helps me when I'm hearing somebody that is going through something that I can't quite understand. I don't have a really good understanding of it, or I'm just completely lost. Like, what the F is happening, right? That's why I'm sharing. So I came back to Maui. It was a month ago, and I'm still feeling like I'm in my cocoon. I'm not out yet. All of a sudden, my roosters are talking to me. So I wanted to talk to you about a little chicken magic, because wow, what my roosters have been either showing me or teaching me, I am blown away. And they're literally going off around the clock. So one of the things that I've come to know, so if you have any roosters in your vicinity, have you noticed that they have no clock anymore? I was raised on a farm. They used to wake me up. The crowing was a wake up call. Do you hear me? They don't have a clock anymore. They're going off around the clock. Sometimes my roosters are under my window for 20 or 30 minutes straight. One will come and then several more come, or they start off on the other side of the property. They're calling humanity to wake up. I thought it was just the land or maybe the elementals, but that's not what they're telling me now. They are waking up humanity. It's pretty freaking amazing, right? They're saying, hello, it's time to wake up from your slumber. Time to get out of the dream spell. Wakey, wakey, wakey. That's what the chickens are telling us. Quite exciting. And of course, I just love them so much. So they go off for a while and I just start crying. I'm like, oh my God, I love you all. So they also have been teaching me to crow. And I know that's going to sound really ridiculous. Really ridiculous. I finally figured that out one night. I said, oh, you're telling me to crow? And they're like, yes, we're telling you to crow. So I'm feeling really silly in my house one night, and I'm like kind of pulling air in. Oh, doodle-doo. And I'm realizing I'm squeezing my lower abdominal muscles, right? And when I'm going doodle-doo, I'm sending that breath, and I'm sending that energy up my spine, and it gets to my brain. Because the very first time I did that, I said, oh, you're trying to tell me to raise my vibration by crowing. And they're like, yes. Then I did a retreat for 5 days. I just came back a week ago. I did a retreat for 5 days, and they had somebody coming in and doing Qigong with us. I've never done Qigong before. I don't know anything about it other than I see people like moving energy, right? I mean, some of us create energy balls. We know how to do that. But I've never done Qigong. I didn't know anything about it. And we were taught to do, what is it called? Priming the pump. You tighten your abdominal muscles on your inhale, and then you exhale, and you shoot that energy up. And instantly, I realized that was the same thing that the roosters are teaching me. It's just, I didn't have an awareness of Qigong. I have a love for roosters, and I was listening. And that's what they started to teach me. Anyway, I just thought I would share that because it's a little rooster wisdom. One of the things that has become extremely apparent to me in the last few weeks is that, and I'm not saying this lightly, I want you to hear me, every single word I say, every single thing in my experience, in my outer reality, is supporting me in my journey right now, is supporting me in my awakening, supporting me in merging with this fifth dimensional aspect that I'm partially merged with now. That's helping me activate my light language. That's another thing that the roosters are doing. And when I'm intently working on it, whether I'm working with crystals or I'm calling other like higher dimensional beings and that I'm asking them to help me, or I'm doing chakra clearing, whatever I'm doing, My roosters come closer and closer and closer. They go under my window. They start flapping their wings, and they'll flap their wings for a while. And I ask them, are you here for me? Yeah, they're here for me. And they start crowing like crazy. And there are times that they crow for 20 or 30 minutes. And I am not kidding you. And all of you from a farm know that they don't go that long. They do their little song and dance, and then they move on. So it's just wild. I just wanted to share all of that with you. It's just very, very, very exciting. Everything supporting my process. Everything. From the trees to the butterflies to the cane spiders in my bedroom bringing me messages because I'm not listening. And I keep saying, but I am listening all day long. I guess there are things that I'm not hearing. Just centipedes. I've had a number of encounters with centipedes. I've now asked them to not be so dramatic and do not send the centipede to bite me. I am paying attention. So now when I'm not, they're trying to tell me something, my guides are trying to tell me something and I'm not hearing. Like a couple of nights ago, I got it to go to the bathroom. They told me, turn the light on. I turned the light on and I looked down where I was about to step on the floor. And there was a probably at least 6-inch long centipede. I had been bit the week before twice on the side of my foot. So I'm like, no more biting me. I don't want creepy bugs in the middle of the night biting me. So they responded with, turn the light on then. And I looked down and saw it. I'm like, okay, you're getting my attention. I'm just sharing this. Everything, absolutely everything is supporting me. And I am not special. We're all special. We're all here for a reason. We all have our own codes to share with humanity. We all have our own codes. We're all a piece of the puzzle. You have codes that I don't have, and they have codes that, and I have codes that you don't have. And we all come together to make this big puzzle. And every single one of us has everything in our outer reality showing us and supporting us. We just aren't completely aware. So I can tell you that I've heard that everything in your universe is supporting you. Everything in, okay, I hear you. Then you get to the point where like I understand there's truth in that, but you don't tangibly see it. I'm experiencing it all day long, every day. I don't even have any other words because it's blowing my mind. So I really just wanted to share that. I think that's it. I honestly don't. Oh, I just added the psychic protection spray on my website. So you can go on and order that if you're interested in that. Going back into the alchemy room and creating the next spray. I've got a very long list, creating a line with my precious soul sister. And those will be up as we get them done, but just wanted to let you know that I've added that on there. Also, I just got downloaded last week with an amazing meditation to clear your chakras that involves anking. So pulling that energy from your kundal, that kundalini energy up and sending it back into different chakras and your chakras in your body to really clear them. And it's pretty powerful. So I just recorded that. I'm going to get that up and that'll be for purchase on my website soon. And I'm just getting a lot of information from spirit and I'm just putting things together as I'm guided to do so. And will continue to do so because I do not want to get bit by another centipede. God's honest truth. I swear to you, God's honest truth. So this comes in a little bag. This is what I thought maybe I should show you. Can you see that? Psychic protection spray. It's got a lot of different essential oils in there. I've called in Saint Germain and the legions of violet flame archangels to transmute energy in your field when you spray this. Lord Ganesha for protection. I created it on Metatron's cube. It's got Reiki and Sekam in it, and everything I create has Reiki and Sekam in it, and unconditional love. So the pink ray from Mother God, unconditional love, is also been infused in this, and it's a very strong clearing spray. I think that's it right now. So just a quick update. I was really wanting to share this. I've been feeling guided to share this for a while, but I wasn't physically up to it. And I think it's really divine now because of the experiences I've had over the last month. Really, specifically with my chickens, I feel like I could probably do an hour on all these different days and what's happened, because my chickens have been walking with me and loving on me, and it's just been unbelievably beautiful. So if that doesn't inspire you to love on the nature beings around you, I don't know what would. Anyway, thank you for listening. I am now Galactic Shaman Deb Hart. I just kind of like saying that, so thank you for letting me practice. And so excited to be bringing forth new creations that I have coming through me right now, and just having this journey unfold like all of you. There has never been a more exciting time on our planet to be alive. And I know it doesn't look like it out there. So probably the best advice I could give you is don't be out there. Be in here. Go within. Because the landscape, if you can get your landscape on the inside good and feeling great, it doesn't mean that you're not going to have moments. I have moments I get triggered. There is nothing. I just traveled across the whole country from New York to New Hampshire to Cincinnati to Cheyenne to Sedona to San Diego, back to Maui. Nothing is triggering as being in the Maui airport, where you have no rights and they illegally detain you. And I don't say that lightly, but I'm telling you, we can have moments of that. But when we get really good and peaceful inside, and we have a really good connection with our guidance, doesn't matter what's happening out there, because what's happening inside is your whole world. And then you manifest that in front of you, right? I've used this as an analogy a few times lately for a few people that I felt needed it. And that's the connection to your heart and your brain. And here I thought I was wrapping up, and I'm adding this in. The connection from your heart, your brain to your heart. Whatever that is, that connection, whether it's coherent or it's not coherent, we'll talk about that in a second, is what is sent to the projector. So imagine that you, every moment of your life, are sitting in a movie theater. This is the analogy I saw. You're sitting in a movie theater. Whatever's happening between your brain and your heart is sent to the projector that's sitting behind you, right? That is being projected out in front of you as your life story. As you look around, your entire reality is coming from that projector that you've created between your brain and your heart. This is the analogy that I saw. So if it's not coherent, so this is how people talk about trying to manifest, I can't manifest that. Well, we spend a lot of time thinking, right? I'm going to create that. Here's what I want. I'm going to create it. I'm going to create it. I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to meditate on it. I'm going to write it out. I'm going to do a new moon ceremony. I'm going to release and do this full moon ceremony and release what's blocking that from happening. All of these great intentions and good energy put out. But what's in our heart is the opposite story. What might be in our heart is, how could I ever create that? How could I make that happen? I can't possibly do that. Why do I think that I can go on, that trip or buy that Mercedes when, I'm making $12 an hour or whatever. I'm just throwing random stuff out there. But we start doubting that. So we don't have coherence between our brain and our heart. We're sending mixed signals out to our universe because our universe is always listening and it always has our back and it always wants to help us for whatever is in our highest and best. But if you can get from your brain to your heart, and your heart feeling that, feel what it feels like that you went on that trip or you bought that Mercedes or, whatever. I don't care about Mercedes. I'm just throwing that out there because a lot of people like nice cars. I don't really care. But whatever it is you want, imagining that you already have it, feeling the gratitude about having it. What does it feel like when you drive it? What is the smell, or your vacation that you went on and you finally get to just chill on a beach and not have any responsibilities, whatever it is that you want to manifest, that you feel it. And when this is in coherence, what you send up to the projector to be out in your life is going to start to become what you want. So I hope that analogy helped. I was wrapping up, but I felt like I needed to share that. So I hope that was helpful. One other thing I meant to say, and I probably should have written it down in my notes because look at, I'm all over the place as I was already saying goodbye, is that my guides made it very, very clear to me from the time that I got sick that my house, my physical vessel, was being rebuilt while I'm living in it. And I've heard that before. I've used that phrase before, but they were saying it very loudly to me. And every time I was feeling very, 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 very depleted and I'm frustrated, like, how many weeks do you need to be in bed? Feeling really frustrated, they would remind me that your house is being rebuilt while you're living in it. And then they showed me it's being rebuilt with newer technology. So, we're going from, or maybe for those that don't know, that we're going from a carbon-based structure like our Earth to a crystalline structure, which is made up of silica and oxygen. So they were showing me that basically I'm being rebuilt. This is what's happening with all of us. I'm just explaining right now what's happening with me, but this is what's happening with how we're transitioning from carbon to crystalline. Obviously, that's not overnight. You can't ascend overnight either. I mean, it's not possible, right? We couldn't hold that energy in these physical bodies. But the analogy that they gave me was that, like, there's new building codes now compared to what they used to be, right? Like, long ago, there wasn't really the awareness of the importance of building a skyscraper that's maybe not earthquake resistant, but whatever it is that they do with earthquakes. And we've got the technology now so that they sway with the movement somewhat. I've seen it in Alaska when we had really big tremors, but they sway with the movement of the earth when we didn't have that technology long ago. Building codes change over the years. That's the analogy that they gave me, that my body is being rebuilt with new technology, and that's the oxygen and the silica. Anyway, I just thought maybe that would be beneficial information as well. It's so wonderful to connect with you all, and I will be back with another 5 minutes of Reiki in the next week. By the way, I'm going to set a date. Finally, I was traveling and then I got ill, and it's been almost 6 weeks since I was down and out. And I still don't have all my strength back. I get tired very quick. But I want to start offering. So I'm going to plan for a month. I'm going to set the date for a Zoom call to do a group Reiki session for free. I just want to support everybody. I've got a Healy, which is has over 300,000 frequencies, to look for imbalances in your body. And my plan is that I can create a group in there. So a collective, whoever's going to be on the call, I'm going to add them to the group so that I can look at the predominant energy of everybody coming on and send frequencies for whatever those imbalances, the imbalances that the collective of the people on the call with me have, and send Reiki. And we could have, maybe depending on how many people are on the call and how this goes, my intention is to set up some time at the beginning. Maybe it's only 15 minutes if there's only, 2 of us on the call or 3 of us, and maybe it turns into half an hour, but I want to set up some time to really talk about what is everybody feeling, how they're doing, what are they experiencing, where do they need support. Maybe there's things that they're going through that I've already had an experience with and I can assist in maybe an explanation or my perspective. Or maybe some of you are going through things that I don't have a perspective on it yet, and that we can share that information back and forth. So that's my intention. And I think now that's it. I love you all so much. I'm so excited. It is such an amazing time to be alive on this planet. And I'm grateful to be doing it with all of you. I send you so much love here from the heart chakra of our planet. Namaste.